I think you very much is compared to the next week. You have a smile on your face. You will be very easy just look at the camera because I noticed that when you answer my question, when you don't look at me, I also look at the camera. Just look at it. And for your answer, I think it's pretty good. But for the self-introduction, you say you have several characteristics, but you better you give examples to the characteristics you really want to emphasize because you list about like 4 to 5 characteristics, but you only like explain 2 of them. So I'm not sure if you really have other characteristics. For the questions about the overtime payment, I think that's good. First you will like accept this situation, but later you will like know how to like fight for your rights. So I think it's good. Well, and you dress very well. And you have a really good smile. And it's good that you ask me questions. I think that's all.
Okay, feedback.
I think there is a little bit problem that when you answer the question, that if you are confident, you will just see straight to the other's eyes. But if you feel nervous, your eyes will. Yeah. So, but look at this side, it is very clear.
Okay.
Yeah. Point out this little bit problem, so you can try to practice in front of the mirror. Yeah, next time. Yeah.
Good feedback. That's nice that we are sitting everywhere in the room. Very good. Okay. Alright. Good. Anyone else? Any?
I like the way you answer about the financial report. You use financial report as your example. I think because the company like maybe team oriented and responsible person, and you use this example to show you are responsible and also you are team oriented person. And also I think the payment question is very challenging for me.
Yeah.
So I think you did prepare very well for this problem. And you also provide an extra question for the interviewer.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah, I also think the one thing you need to improve is just like me to change your voice.
Good point. Like how?
You can talk with Annie more.
Good point. Yes, Amy is pretty good at that. Yeah, you're right. Okay, good. Those are great points, Andy. Very good points. Yeah, interview is it's a precious time. They may just give you a couple minutes. So how to sell yourself in this couple minutes is quite important. And whatever examples you provide should relate to the job you're applying and get to the point. So I think that's a very good example you pointed out. Very good. Okay. Any other?
Well, time's up.
Okay. Time's up. Okay. Make sure you talk to Stephen later. Okay. All right. For Ellen, I think you did really well, and I especially love the part you gave feedback. It's really specific about the part that he can work on in the self-introduction. I agree with you. I think you did well with the self-introduction. It's much better than what you did last time. At first, you start with the topic sentence, like certain things about you. Then you provide some examples to support that. I think those are good. However, at the beginning, you pointed out some adjective, right? You said, I'm responsible, I'm this, but you didn't have time to go over all of them with specific examples. So it's kind of challenging. If they say just 30 seconds to introduce yourself, make sure you just point it out maybe 1 or 2 key points and provide examples. Make sure you cover all of them, okay? So that's my suggestion. And but it's nice that you walk in and greet and you smile a bit more. Looks like you're much more relaxed this time. It's good, okay? And as what Andy said, the question about working overtime, I think you did super well. It's something that can be really challenging for a lot of us, but you did really well. Even last time in the rehearsal, I think you already answered the question really, really well. Okay, to show that, don't worry about it, just use me. I'll work overtime and because I'm here to work overtime to learn and to contribute. So it's, and you say it very sincerely, so that's something even more convincing. Okay, you did well. Just the part when you said in the future you will argue about that. I have a bit different opinion from Ellen. Yes, it's better. It's true that later on if you can argue about that, that's right, really good. But for the interview, I don't know. That you're so honest. Like in the future, I will argue about that. I don't know if that's what interviewer want to hear. So that part, I have a bit doubts about that. Okay, but except that part, I think you did really well with that question. Okay. Two things. One is the resume. Make sure you prepare extra resume. And one more thing about the voice. Okay. For you, I noticed that what you did is that it's not just you. A lot of us seem to do that too. It sounds like when you talk, at the end of each statement, you will raise up your voice. Like at the end of the question, at the end of each statement, you will. I can't even do that. You will raise up your statement, and if you do that a lot, that will sound like you're not so sure about yourself. Does that make sense? Okay. So in order to make yourself sound much more certain, it's important to practice how to speak. At the end of the sentence, make sure you don't do this. You kind of make sure you emphasize it at the end. Okay. I think for Kathy is a bit better now. But I think normally when you do your presentation, you don't sound like that. In the interview, you don't sound like that. But when you talk in a daily conversation, sometimes you also do that. Like, oh, it's really nice. And then at the end, you tend to raise up the voice. And in that case, that will make your words sound like you are not so sure. You're not so sure of yourself. Okay, so this part, it's a habit. And just keep practicing this. Okay, especially for a presentation or interview, that you want the audience to know that you are certain, you are very confident. So change that part, it's very important. Okay, all right. That part is different from Andy's. Okay, Andy's you just need to work on your intonation. But this part I noticed it's really important to keep working on it. Okay, for you. Oh, it's time. Okay, thank you. Impressive. Anyone need to see how to answer the question about working overtime? They should see this video. Okay, very good. Thank you.